Okay, the time is 4 o'clock. I will call the Plan Commission meeting to order in person and via Zoom, Tuesday, September 24th. Roll call, please.
Manager Houseman,
Here.
Engineer Selly,
Here.
Commissioner Highfield,
Here.
Commissioner Kesnick,
Here.
Commissioner Shull, Council Representative Schultz,
Here.
Commissioner Huff. Okay, maybe they'll be joining shortly. Thank you.
Okay. New business, 3A, review and possible action relating to the minutes of the August 27, 2024 Plan Commission meeting.
So move. I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor of approval signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries. 3B is review and possible recommendation to the city council relating to a petition for annexation of a property located at 1222 Van Buren Street to be addressed 113 Wilson Avenue to the city of Fort Atkinson and a one-lot certified survey map. Mr. Drager.
Got it. Yes, so as you said, this is a petition for annexation as well as a certified survey map review. Real quick, the reason for the two of them being together is the annexation can come forward, but the problem you have is not actually connected to the city. There's a parcel of land between this this lot and the city, or excuse me, and public access, I should say, that is also owned by the applicant. So the CSM is essentially combining these parcels, which is attaching this other parcel to the main parcel to the city for the annexation. This came forward. It was, like I said, it was in the town of Kashkanan. I believe when they purchased this, they realized that or maybe they knew ahead of time, but the septic was failing and they would have to replace it. But by ordinance, the county requires any public access to city sewer and city water that they have to hook up to that. And then our city ordinance makes them annex it hook up to our public utilities. So as you see here is that existing single family is proposed to remain single family. We chose the SR7 zoning, or recommend the SR7 zoning, as the existing city parcel that this is being attached to is already SR7. Therefore, we wouldn't have to have a annexation, or excuse me, an amendment for the zoning. But I guess I would be open to any questions we have here. There's some financial stuff in there, but for the taxes and so that's all pretty standard for an annexation.
Jed, there is water and sewer out on the street available for this. And I think we have talked to the petitioners about getting that moving, given the season, before the full annexation might be completed, right?
That is correct, yes. Yep, we do have public utilities in Wilson. That's another thing I'm also proposing to move that address to a Wilson Avenue address rather than the Van Buren Street, which kind of tees into Wilson Avenue a little bit south of the property.
Okay, any questions from the Plan Commission for Mr. Drager relating to the annexation or the certified survey map?
Yeah, I have one question. For most islands like this within the city limits, there's like a narrow strip or path connecting them. And I guess I didn't see necessarily, will there still be a strip or path that connects lots 51, 52, 53 to the township?
No, there will not be.
No, there won't be, and there doesn't need to be. It's not required by any statute now. I'm not sure how that whole thing happened when it happened, but there's no town islands can happen legally as land is annexed. So I mean, you couldn't detach, an island from within the city to the town. But this, it is okay to have those lots that you referenced be an island in the town.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that clarification.
Andy, do you want to speak at all to that balloon string?
Yeah, it is it's a bit of an anomaly. We did originally with the Anderson surveyor ask them to define this balloon string and to annex it in. I did have a conversation with the president, I guess, if you will, of the association for these condos through here. That was not very fruitful. And coupled with the fact that the survey landmarks and monuments out there are a little jumbled, it seemed like a bit more of a heavy lift to get rid of that balloon string than what I was hoping. So it will remain this 10-foot wide strip for the future.
Who owns that?
The section that borders the condos is owned by the condos here
Oh,
in this
really?
area. And I think on both sides, actually, I think there's a lot line in, if I can click it. I think there's a lot line in there on that balloon string that keeps it separate from the parcel that the Andersons own.
Okay. So the condo association owns that.
Correct.
Okay. So if they wanted to bring it into the city, they could do so, but they're not obligated to.
Correct. Yeah.
Any other questions from the Plan Commission relating to the annexation or the certified survey map? Okay, this is on the agenda for a recommendation to the city council. So the certified survey map can be, would need to be approved by the council. The annexation would be approved via an ordinance, so that requires 3 readings at most. But I would entertain a motion to recommend that the city council approve the annexation of the property located at 1222 Van Buren Street to be addressed 113 Wilson Avenue, and the 1 lot certified survey map that are in the packet right now. I don't think there were any conditions in the staff report, so
No.
just be straight approval, recommendation for approval of that.
So moved.
We have a motion.
Second.
Is that a second?
Yes, second.
Okay, great. Motion and a second. That was Councilmember Schultz. Any final questions or comments from the Plan Commission on this matter? Okay, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries. Next item on the agenda is review and possible recommendation to the city council relating to a certified survey map for the property located at 1200 Whitewater Avenue. This is certified survey map 2024-06.
Oh, yes. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Mr. Drager, go ahead.
That's all right. So yes, this property is down on Whitewater Avenue. It is owned by the Richard F. Klopkick Trust. This application is brought to us by Steve Mode and Joanne Larson of Wayne Hayes Realty, representing them in this CSM. What we have here is 2 existing parcels, one with a building on it, one without. And the thought here was to take a section of unused area of the one parcel along Whitewater Avenue and combine it with the parcel to the west, creating a larger vacant parcel. This here's a plat of survey that was originally brought in with the application. We did ask them to bring in a preliminary CSM, which we also had in the packet there, showing the combined lots the new larger parcel on the back with the new lot line, which would be 4 there, as we see there. One thing to point out on the lot 2 is their existing building that is encroaching the public right of way. This proposal does not negatively affect this situation. It doesn't improve it, but it also doesn't make it any worse. The proposed lot does meet our ordinances for the UMU zoning, as does the new lot 1. As I said, this is also proposed for new growth. They're hoping for residential, but the UMU is a very broad zoning that does allow for a variety of different things.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What is the use of the building on lot 2 right now?
Currently, they are using it more of a storage. At one point in time, it was a small engine shop. I think it had four-wheeler sales and motorcycle at one point in time. I can't quite remember what the name of that business was, but it's set up more for smaller engine repair and vehicle repair and things like that.
And is that, you said it's vacant right now, would that still be a permitted use in UMU?
UMU would allow for small engines, so car repairs and things like that but they're conditional use. So they would be allowed and they would be able to function with the building, but they'd have to come forward with that conditional use permit.
Did they mention anything about fixing that problem with the building encroaching?
No, there was no mention of that. To be honest with you, I'm not sure how we would fix that situation short of moving the right way.
Chopping off the
Right,
part of the building?
right.
Okay, so is there a stated intention of what they are going or want to do with lot 1?
There's not a stated intent, well, there's a stated intention, verbal intention that they would like, this is being set up for potential residential new development there. But as far as I have not seen a plan that guarantees that, it would be, I would imagine, up for sale as UMU zoning, which would allow for that, of course.
Does it allow for single family or does it? allow for-
Does not allow for single family, it allows for anywhere from 3 units up. So it'd have to be townhouses and larger. So yeah, nobody could buy that and put a single family home on it.
Could you pull up, I see you have that map on
Mhm.
your screen. Could you pull up the map there, the GIS map? Just trying to, there's an alley there on the,
And that is also on the CSM, yeah.
curious as to what that
Further west.
looks like.
I believe that is dedicated alley.
Yeah, it is. It's one we'd like to get rid of, frankly. It's not, it's unimproved, so it just sits back there with a bunch of trees in it that occasionally die.
They did ask at one point whether the city would allow that to be used as part of the development.
Mhm.
Without knowing a definite answer, I said potentially.
Yeah, we've talked about splitting that. We've done that in the past where we've split these down the middle and basically given them to the adjacent owners when
Mhm.
they're unimproved like this and really have no utilities involved with them. So I know that we did look at this at one time. I believe it gets a little steeper down by the storage area that might complicate things a little.
Mhm.
So
I did indicate that it would be at the owner's expense.
it's a little bit of it's not broke, so we're not fixing it. But if they need space for that, that might prompt some action on our part to manage that differently.
It is what their planned use is appropriate for the comprehensive plan as well, which is planned mixed use.
Okay, any questions for Mr. Drager from the Plan Commission on this item?
Could someone share that GIS map for the people on Zoom?
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yeah.
My apologies. It
must
must
be
be only
sharing
sharing my, it's not sharing my screen. Here you go. There. I think you got it
Thank
now.
you. Thank you.
The green lines on the, over here are the alley that we were talking about. And then the new lots that they're proposing would be this rectangle and then roughly the corner of this area here.
It's pretty heavily wooded. Are those, do we know if those are quality trees or they're just scrub?
It would appear to be scrub for the most part in there.
Questions from the Plan Commission? Okay, I would entertain a motion to recommend approval by to the city council relating to this certified survey map. And then we can discuss further as well. Let me just check the staff report here and make sure there's no conditions on that approval. So anyone wishing to make that motion?
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. We've got a motion and a second on the floor. Discussion by the Plan Commission on this matter. I appreciate the property owner's efforts in creating a larger developable lot I'm hopeful that the additional area in this lot will make it more attractive to a developer. Maybe even could be subdivided in a different way later, depending on what they, what any developer would want to do with it. So I think it's a good thing. Hopefully somebody will grab it and add some value to our tax base here. Any other questions or comments from the Plan Commission? Okay, there's a motion and a second on the floor to recommend approval to the City Council. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries. Next item is adjournment.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 We are adjourned at 4:16 PM. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.